Well, we got a very tricky forecast ahead for the Tennessee Valley with the potential of snow, sleet, and even freezing rain in the forecast for tonight. So let's go ahead and start with what's happening right now in your Pinpoint Viper radar. Radar trying to show some light rain showers over areas like Florence, Muscle Shoals into Colbert County, down into Franklin as well as Lawrence County at the moment. Now, I don't expect all of this precipitation to actually be reaching the ground, and here's why. We still have very dry air in place at the surface. Here's a look at our current dew points. We have those dew points in the teens and lower 20s, which means we have very dry air in place. But like I mentioned, just about an hour ago, we did have a report of a little bit of a snow sleet mix in Limestone County. So how does that happen when we have such dry air in place and temperatures still above freezing west of I-65? So what happens is when precipitation starts to fall from a cloud into that drier air, it starts to evaporate, but then we get a process going called evaporative cooling. And what that does is actually cools the air right around that precipitation, and it will allow for that precipitation to hold together enough to actually reach the surface. So we have some evaporative cooling happening, and that means we do have a chance of some of that snow sleet mix over the next couple of hours before we finally get complete saturation of the atmosphere and we see that wintry mix transition into just rain. You can see a lot more moisture still just west of the Tennessee Valley. All of that rain moving through Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana. All of that moisture is heading in our direction, and that is when we're going to see that transition from a wintry mix possible to just some good old-fashioned rain showers. So let's track it out for you on your futurecast. This is at 10 p.m. still looking at the light rain showers out there, maybe a little bit of a wintry mix. And then as we continue into the morning hours, notice that it's just all green on your futurecast. This is where you're probably thinking, I don't understand where this wintry mix is coming in, but we're going to be watching for some of that evaporative cooling still possible. So a little bit of a rain, snow, sleet mix will be possible. And then also going to be watching very closely those surface temperatures, air surface temperatures, as well as the ground temperatures. Very important in this forecast for tomorrow morning. So starting off with your morning lows tomorrow, we're going to have widespread rain showers across the area, with most of us seeing those temperatures above freezing, which is why I expect most of us to just see that rain with a little bit of sleet mixed in. But as you get into Jackson and DeKalb County, that's where we have those temperatures dropping just barely below freezing, and it's in those locations that we'll be watching for the potential of that freezing rain to actually reach the surface tomorrow morning. I'm still going to be concerned about maybe some minor ice accumulations east of I-65, because take a look at these road temperatures tomorrow morning. 32 degrees in Huntsville, 32 degrees in Arab, as well as in Albertville. So while air temperatures in Madison and Marshall, even getting into Limestone and Morgan County, air temperatures will be above freezing. That means we're just going to be looking at that rain falling from the sky. The ground temperature and the surface temperature will be very close to freezing, which means we could have still some minor ice accumulations east of I-65 that could still cause some minor traffic difficulties for tomorrow morning. So areas colored in this lighter pink here could see some minor ice accumulations by tomorrow morning, mostly on elevated surfaces, so bridges and overpasses along 65, 565 around Madison County, yes, even around Huntsville. I am going to be a little concerned about for early tomorrow morning, with the better chances of that more accumulating ice, as well as surface roads being impacted by that ice in northeast Alabama, which is why we have that winter weather advisory for Jackson and DeKalb County. You can see that here colored in purple. That goes into effect at midnight tonight and will last through noon on Monday. So let's track it out for the rest of our Monday. We're going to be looking at widespread rain showers and those temperatures continuing to actually warm up even with the cloud cover. So any of that wintry mix and freezing rain will come to an end mid-morning. By noon, that advisory has ended, but we've still got scattered rain showers possible throughout the day on Monday, with temperatures warming up tomorrow afternoon well above freezing into the lower and mid 40s for most of us, even upper 40s here in the Rocket City. So any of that accumulating ice tomorrow morning will pretty quickly melt as we continue through the later morning hours as well as into the early afternoon. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We actually continue to warm up, mid 60s on Wednesday, upper 60s on Thursday, but more rain showers hours in the forecast. Isolated on Wednesday, slightly better rain chances Thursday, and especially Thursday night and into Friday. I think it's going to be our next best chance of rain. And after that, we actually see those temperatures drop again for next weekend back into the 30s.
Oh, this wintry mix is sure getting us, huh?
I know, which is I'm happy the schools are delaying in those
Yes.
counties, just being very safe out there. And make sure you are safe tomorrow morning, even if you're not in the areas in that winter weather advisory. Just make sure, especially over those bridges and overpasses, just take it slow, budget in a few extra minutes for your morning commute, leave extra space between you and the car in front of you. The impacts won't be felt long, but they will still be there during the early morning hours.
Definitely some good advice. And again, we have that on our website right now at rocketcitynow.com, those lists of closures for schools and for businesses. So be sure to check that out and be sure to download the Rocket City Now app. It will really come in handy.
Yes, it will.
Times like these. All right. Thank you, Maggie.